So today I'm going to talk to you about how I'm using cold email to meet other business owners to incorporate them into my network. And I'll explain to you my thought process while I'm kind of going through this. But long story short, I'm in Amsterdam right now, traveling. It's about 7 days, and we're coming to the end of the holiday now. And I was just reflecting back, and I was like, this is actually really, really useful to do because people don't seem to do this at all, and I haven't seen anybody talk about this, and I was like, this is just genius because it worked for me, and I was able to get in touch with a tequila brand owner that's trying to launch in the US right now. I was talking to him. I was able to talk to a game wraps. It's a Nintendo specific game wraps. They basically help do logistics, etc. And I met another one that had a startup, and it's just a very very easy process of if you go traveling anywhere, or even if you live in a certain city, you just make sure to email everybody in that city. And the reason this has come about is in Ireland. So I live in Ireland, and like Ireland is amazing. They're a good country. They're technically the richest by like GDP or something, but they're not actually. There's a lot of like loopholes and all the big corpos or whatever. But where I'm going with this is in Ireland, I never did this, and I should have, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to do it now because I didn't realize how amazing this was. But you go in, you find all the business owners, and you email them. And this is what I wrote. I'm just going to it now. Oh, yeah. So, hey, first name, are you open to chatting in person? I know you're super busy. To be upfront, I just want to meet more people that do business, bounce ideas around, share stories, learn. I'm young and hungry. So it's just basically trying to make it like a person actually wrote this email, which technically they did. Also, I run MTOS, a B2B cold email lead generation agency, having run campaigns for Inc. 5000 companies and sending out a million emails. There might be some things I could help with. I'll be in Amsterdam from time to time. Hope to hear back. If not, have a great day. And what's nice is I do have the YouTube for a little bit of social proof, which is nice because people look and they're like, this kid actually exists. So that's nice. But when I got here, I landed, and it was an absolute pain to coordinate because a couple people got back. So if I look at the analytics, we sent around 11,000 emails, and we got so this one performed the best, and we pulled around 10, 11 people that wanted to get in touch. So it's stuff like this where you can go and you can go talk to these people in person. So for the tequila guy, we sat down and we talked for like 8 hours. Like it was, I remember him. We spoke from half 10, or sorry, he picked me up at half 10, grabbed some food, headed over to his house. We just talked for hours and hours and hours about his brand, his product, everything. And selfishly, I now know everything about a tequila. Obviously, not everything, but I'm pretty adept at a tequila making process now. And it's random stuff like this where I think it's going to have outsized returns in the future because now I have them added into my Rolodex. And I really like this term of a Rolodex. And this is just like the quality of your Rolodex. And this is another kind of thought process I've been marinating with in my mind is my Rolodex has slowly improved as I kind of move about the world. So before, when I was a brokey in secondary school or when I was 18, my Rolodex was filled with people that were brokies and they were 18 and they were literally just drinking alcohol and doing everything. And like that's fine. Like, you can do whatever you want. Like who cares? And they're enjoying their life. But I'm saying my Rolodex reflected that. And the people I texted reflected that. So obviously I cut that out. But then like even after the first year of business, like my Rolodex was getting better. I could tell it was getting better. I was meeting more quote high class people or more high quality people, whatever you want to discern. And with that, it then came along with a few other things like people I was meeting with, I was talking to, and you kind of vibe out and you figure it out and you text and you stay in touch, and I'm still in touch with them. But again, my Rolodex is just upgraded. It's gone from people making 10 to 20 to 30,000 a month to these people are making disgusting amounts of money. Like it's quite honestly insane. Like they are making disgusting amounts of money. And I'm all for it. Join my Rolodex because I can make you guys money. And what's nice about this campaign is people came back to me and they were like, "Yeah, look, there's no need to sell, man." I was like, "I literally have nothing to sell you." And maybe that was a foresight on my part, but it's literally like, "I have nothing to sell you. Let's talk shop." And these business owners are nicer than they look, and they're also really, really fucking smart. I the like I knew what brand looked like and I knew what product looked like. But for anybody in the digital space, we technically don't own anything unless you build your own software, etc. But we're renting everything. Everything we ever do, like it's all rented. Like I know my entire setup is nearly all rented. So, it's like you're paying for it and you don't actually own anything. And it's an interesting thought. But when you talk to these people in different fields that are making copious amounts of money with physical products, and actually they were both physical, and it's just like when you go to that process, your brain just kind of morphs. And they're like, they own this product, they own the patents, they own the designs, they own the brand. And you start to restructure your brain slightly because you realize like digital is not like it's amazing, it's incredible. This is where the market is. Obviously, the massive companies in the world are all digital, even though there's a mix of digital and physical. There, I don't really want to go into that, but where I'm going with this is you just need to like expand your brain when you meet these people. So just if you're ever traveling to a different country and if you're not going to like my brain is wired so differently. Like I just it just seemed like common sense. I'm like this is work, but it's also not work. So I went on holiday for 7 days and I met up with a couple of people and it was like these are all business people. I love it. And if you want the same, you should do that. Or even in the city you're kind of in, you should do it. Because what you need to realize is people don't do this. I don't know of another person that has properly done this. And I plan on going to, when I go back to Ireland, I'm going to do this. I'm moving to Germany in like 2 months, I'm going to do this. I think Germany is going to be an absolute gold mine. It's going to be super interesting. I'm going to email all executives, all directors, all owners. And like, I'm just going to keep upgrading my Rolodex. I need people to reach out to. And again, this is turning into a little bit of a rant, but that this is what I'd recommend. And on top of this, okay, I'm not going to go into the sequences, but this is a campaign I was running, and I was thinking about this. A lot of people that run campaigns like this, they could probably flex it on X or whatever, but it's two accountants. We had a serious like reply rate in PR. Like the positive reply rate was obviously crazy, but that's because I was asking for I was looking for an accountant. Like that's my job. And whoever's watching this, unless you're based in Ireland, do not reach out to me for accountancy. Okay, I'm not buying. Like it has to be Ireland based because you don't understand Ireland taxes. Where I was going with this is when you have an issue, like there's actually ways of morphing your brain around this issue because I didn't think about like I was basing everything off referrals for the accountancy and it was just like I was trying to go off like word of mouth and I was trying to figure it out. And you just like there's so many more use cases to cold email. So when I start if I ever start another business, which I probably will, when I like start everything up, I'm gonna like if I hire someone, I'm gonna be like, you are setting up cold email infrastructure. You're going to do it, and we're gonna just set this up. We're gonna have this here. If I need to contact people, we're gonna do it, right? If we need to generate leads, we're gonna do it. I think every business I ever go into now, we will have cold email infrastructure set up because I've done this for so long, and like and obviously I'm still like, look, I'm good, but there's some complete animals in this game that have been in this game for years and years and years, and it's like I just need to put in more work, and I get that. But there's so many use cases to cold email that people like it's so difficult to fathom. Like if you need to reach out to people in a city, do that with email. You cannot do the same thing with LinkedIn because of the limits. Or you can't do the same thing with like other platforms. Like DMs, like you're gonna get restricted. Facebook, you're gonna get restricted. WhatsApp, SMS, you're gonna get restricted. Email, I can cold email people and just like send it back to my main email and just the cost of infrastructure is so low. So like I think this is just an interesting way of looking at like cold email as a whole, because people kind of just sit through this and they're like, we only use this to generate leads, this and this only, and that's it. And it's just I think it's such a waste. It's such a waste of talent. It's such a waste of like what you could possibly do with a system like this. And yeah, hopefully my audio is good as well. I'm obviously recording this final day, so yeah, I'm gonna be changing setups and good luck. Bye.